Where can you find a partner if you're a nerd? Hi, I'm Alex and I'm a dating anxiety coach for nerds. Here's the thing. The typical advice is just go out and meet people. Put yourself out there. Great, but how and with whom? And to make matters worse, when you look for advice online, the most common suggestions are just go to bars or clubs or get a hobby. I don't know about you, but in my case, I don't drink alcohol, I don't like bars, I don't like clubs. Every now and then I find myself in those situations and I'm like, what am I doing here? This is not my place, this is not my people. I'm just getting bored as hell. I would rather just go back home and watch anime, play video games, do something else, anything but be here. To make matters worse, if you're introverted or shy, you can't just go and show up and put yourself out there in any environment. You will need some time to get used to people, to get to know them, to feel comfortable. So let's say that you decide to take, I don't know, drawing classes anime style. Sure, I don't know if that's a term, but let's go with it. So you go to the class, everyone's new, it's a really scary situation, don't talk to anybody, bye. Okay, the next time you come, you will see the same faces. And maybe someone will say hi, or you will recognize someone and you will make eye contact. Now the third one, maybe you might start a conversation with someone that you already saw 3 times or that you sat next to when you went there. Usually what happens when you go to take classes is that wherever everyone sits the first time, they will keep sitting in the same place for the rest of the course. So quite often you will have the same person next to you over and over again. And so the way that it can work is that you meet one person, and if that person already talked to 2 other people, then you have 3 more people that you know, because at some point you will join their conversation. And then you can go out with them and meet their friends and so on and so forth. And even if you start with a very small group in a classroom setting, you can still use that to unlock what I call your social tree. You know the skill trees that you have in video games, where maybe you unlock a defensive skill that then you can unlock 2 more defensive skills, and then from that one you can keep going, or maybe you go for like a spell, and that spell then unlocks different spells. Maybe it's a fire spell that then unlocks more powerful fire spells. The same thing works for social settings. If you meet one person and you get along with them, then you might also get along with their friends because they already have something in common. Whatever it is, that could be your passion for reading, for fantasy, for anime, for video games. In my case, I was a paying member of the Tolkien Association for 7 years. And some of my friends introduced me to their friends whom they had met playing League of Legends. Now, I have never played League of Legends, but their friends also like Tolkien. And actually, we also like the same music, the same video games. We ended up playing TTRPGs together many times, and I would have never met them unless I had met my friends. Does it take time? Yes. But this is a way that you, being shy, introverted, awkward, whatever you want to say, can have a chance at finding love. Because whoever you meet, even if they judge you by your looks, they will give you a chance to get to know your personality. And because you're among friends and you're only meeting a few new people at a time, you will feel more comfortable. And then with the hobbies, I advocate for go meet people with your hobbies that you like. Now, for many nerds, those hobbies could be playing video games at home, reading books, watching anime. None of these really work, but there's a caveat. The idea of hobbies and communities is still a good idea. We just have to tweak it a bit. And before you say, hey, nobody joins a community or a hobby to find a partner, there are many reasons why people might join a community or a hobby. You might join it because you want to practice it with someone else. You might join it because you want to make new friends. You might want to join because you want to work on your social skills. Or even if it's a new language for you, you might want to join just to practice a language. There are many reasons why people join groups and communities. And finding a partner is not wrong. Now, if you're still worried about going to a social event that's not meant for dating, check out some of my podcast episodes where I talk to many nerds who explain how you should approach these types of events, even if you want to find someone to date.
It's great to just be like, oh man, that was so cool. All right, well, maybe this is what I'm up to tomorrow. Maybe I'll see you there. Or like, oh, did you guys enjoy this? Here's something else that's happening this weekend. There's all that potential, right? Where you have now created a common interest moment, and then you have the rest of the weekend to kind of sit and let that grow naturally instead of having to worry about fostering it very aggressively in just like a cold turkey kind of situation.
Now, the key is that you should be joining an activity that you enjoy by itself, and that your focus should be on meeting people, anyone. Because the trick is not that you will find your partner in that event. You will meet people that can introduce you to other people, and that eventually will introduce you to your partner. What's creepy is when someone shows up to an event expecting to meet their partner right there and then. That is usually what causes problems, and that's usually what nobody likes. But as long as you go to the event to meet people and to share a common interest, nobody will really mind, and they will actually want to have you around. So, where do you go to meet new people if you're a nerd who wants to find a partner? The idea of finding a partner implies finding someone new. Unless you already like someone, in which case you would not be watching this video, you will want to be meeting new people. Meeting new people could be online, could be in person, doesn't really matter. The point is, you have to put yourself in a situation where you have others that share something in common with you. That can be online with forums, with Discord servers, multiplayer video games, it doesn't really matter. Or it can be in person. And if you're thinking, well, the games that I play are single player, and I watch anime and I read, how can I share my hobby with someone else? The first step is to think about one of your interests. It doesn't really matter if it's a single player hobby or if it's multiplayer. Just pick one. And then start brainstorming. Where can you find people who also like these? Is it online? Is it on forums? Is it on Discord servers? Is it on conventions? These are only just a couple of examples. If you want over 200 ideas of where to find your player 2, check out the link in the description on where to meet someone organically. There's over 200 ideas of where you could find your player 2. Like, let's take, for example, anime. You can talk to people online about anime. There's lots of Discord servers. There's video games that are anime themed. There's forums. There are many ways and many places where you can meet people who like anime. If you want to meet someone in person, you can go to conventions, manga cafes, comic book shops. Sure, maybe you don't read manga, but they most likely have some merch that they sell, and they often have some meetups that you can go and meet people. You can even start taking Japanese classes. You would be surprised at how many people go take Japanese classes only because they like anime and they want to watch it without subtitles. I have a friend who did that. You can even watch my interview with her about how she met her now husband. Or let's say that you like video games. You can just pick a multiplayer game that's closest to the ones that you usually play by yourself and try to meet people that way. Often, you will find Discord servers around the games. Within the game, you will be able to chat people, befriend them. Depending on the type of game, you might even be able to join guilds, and there could be many more events. However, the catch with anything that's online is that you don't know who's behind the keyboard, you don't know their age, their gender, or even if they're all the way across the world. But that being said, there was an article from BBC a few months back that showed that many people are switching from dating apps to video games to find their partners. And if you don't know how to do it, check out the podcast episode with Kaylee about how to find love in online gaming communities.
You have to understand yourself. You have to understand the context of where you are. You have to understand the context of how other people function. And if you go into a place and you're not honest, it's not going to be a good experience for you. And it's not going to be a good experience for the people around you.
So don't be discouraged if you go to an event and you're afraid of talking to people, or you feel like, oh, I didn't find anyone that I liked. That's not the point why you're going. The reason why you're going is to meet people that will unlock more people. Think about this image. You meet one person, that person introduces you to two people. Then you go out as a group. There's 4 of you, and there's one new person. Now, you have 4 friends that you already know, and only one person who's a stranger. How comfortable would you be? You have everyone on your side. You already know that 4 people like you already. This new one, you have no idea. But even if this new one you don't click with, you have 4 that you do like. And maybe that 5th could be your next player too. So if you want some more ideas, check out the link in the description for over 200 places where you can meet your player 2 organically. And with that said, don't give up and continue playing.